Happy Pride Month, Team Starlight. We are here with Marcos, and he has got a spicy deck that he climbed to the top of DB ladder with. Tell us about it, Marcos.
I never play in person that much. This is the first time I'm playing in like a while. So my way of really playing on these days is on DB, and I was able to climb to like upper 1100s just with one deck the whole way through, and it was Gemini. This deck is pretty similar to the build that Spore and Kukuriknu kind of were working on, but I kind of chopped a bit of the brick cards, and I feel like this particular version, main deck wise, feels really solid, and then it's the side deck that I think is what really takes this deck over the top, and what I think makes it really good against the meta. So let's just get into the deck profile real quick. Triple Gemini Soldier. You can run 2 if you want to, but I just found that 3 is good because you actually don't mind seeing him. Ultimate Offering and Supervise allow for you to make this card not a brick, and he's kind of the heart and soul of the deck. So if you don't know what he does, every time you attack with him, after he's Gemini summoned, you can special summon level 4 Gemini monsters. And it becomes like a cool little toolbox because you can summon Dark Valk, who is the best Gemini in the deck. This guy's effect allows you to pop monsters when you summon it. When you Gemini summon it, one spot's face up on the field, or it can become 2100. It's kind of like Breaker the Magic Warrior, but for monsters. This is the best card to get off Gemini Soldier 99% of the time. It's the only one you run 3 of. And yeah, like it's literally the reason why this deck I think has a good matchup into things because you just out problem cards all the time. So yeah, Valk is super goated. You need to run 3. And then for the other Geminis, run double Chev, double Tunes. This is basically just based off of the ratios that Spore and Kukuriknu kind of came up with when they were playing this deck and doing well with it on the ladder. I just found this proportionally is really good. Chev is just important because it's 1900 and that crashes or deals with a lot of things. Toon Magician is really good because it's a tuner. He's definitely the worst of these monsters, but he is the extender that you need to like win the game to make a bunch of your amazing synchro monsters. So like I didn't like him at 1 because every single time I had one, I always wish I had the other to just be able to synchro, because you're not really running that much Grave Recursion to get it back. So having 2 felt good. 2 and 2 felt like perfect. You're kind of playing arguably a third because you're also running the one Rhoda. Rhoda, I'm not running Junk Synchron anymore. I'm not running Knight of the Red Lotus. But one thing that I did discover is that I really did like Reinforcement of the Army in this deck because it allowed for you to search either Gemini Soldier or Chevalier. If you had Soldier plus like a Supervise or Chevalier plus a Gemini Spark, like it kind of became like an extra like way to see whatever you need in that particular scenario. And then worst case scenario, you can just set it. Like this deck runs a ton of traps and stuff, and sometimes you just want to bait out people's anti-back row hate, like Dust Tornadoes, so you just set it. So I liked Rhoda. So Rhoda felt like another consistency piece because that is literally all the monsters we're running. It's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 monsters. So this is the 11th monster, if that makes sense, right? So that's why Rhoda felt really good and necessary because sometimes you just need to see Gemini Soldier or just a monster. We're also running triple Upstart Goblin. I think Upstart makes more sense than Legacy Yatagarasu. I understand that Legacy Yatagarasu helps you deal with the fact that you're running a ton of back row and you can chain it to like Heavy Storm and avoid doing all that stuff. I think it's more important for you to see your combo pieces, and this deck is kind of a combo deck. You need Supervise, you need Ultimate Offering, you need Reinforced Truth, etc., etc. A Trap Stun to get through. Upstart Goblin helps you just make those hands significantly better. So that's what I found was really good about Upstart Goblin. 37 cards is just better than 40. The life point total never really comes up that much. It does come up, but like you can just start pounding down for like 4,000 every turn. So you put them on like a 3-turn clock always. Triple Gemini Spark. It's Gemini's. It's the best card in the entire deck, and the only reason why I think it's good. Supervise. It's Japanese Supervises. They have a little shine to them. We're just gonna look at that. Oh, do you see it?
That parallel rare.
Parallel rare. Okay, so Supervise is incredible in this deck. It turns Valk into a pop. It turns Chev into like a pop anything. It turns Toon Magician into a tuner, and of course Soldier into Soldier. Just insane cards. These are the cards that allow for you to play second, and I think that's what I love most about this deck. It has one of the best going seconds in all of Edison format. A lot of people just set Raikou, or they set Hamster, or they even just summon like Stratos, or whatever, right? A lot of their opening boards, or even summon like Shura's Pass, right? Those opening boards would be really difficult for us to deal with, but we have the Gemini Spark to deal with back row, we have the Supervise to deal with monsters, and that allows for us to have really good game twos, or really good going second plays. And we don't really get hurt by Dust Shoot either, like, because we run other cards that allow for us. We don't have enough monsters, so Dust Shoot's like not even that good against us, honestly. So yeah, going second doesn't feel that bad. You'd obviously rather go first, but yeah. And just one MST. We side the heavy. The reason is you're running Ultimate Offering, and you just kind of you're running Ultimate Offering and a bunch of other traps as well as Starlight Roads.
And Trap Stun.
And Trap Stuns as well, so like I don't think you need heavy. You can definitely swap a Trap Stun for heavy. It just depends on like your local, your region, whatever you're trying to do. But I don't think you need it in the main, and MST's been perfect. That's all the spells. I think it's just 11 spells, so the rest is 19 traps coming up. We got double Bottomless, triple Deep Prison. These are all really good. Obviously, Bottomless is just a great card against like Black Wings, everything in this format, honestly. But Deep Prison, I think, is one of the better cards. And some people are swapping Deep Prison for Book of Moons, but I prefer Deep Prison because sometimes you'll open up Gemini Soldier, and I'll just set a Deep Prison and hope that it goes through. And sometimes it's enough, and then I can just Gemini summon them the next turn. So Deep Prison, I think, is a must-have at 3. I do side it out a lot in a lot of matchups, but at game 1, it's really important because they don't know what you're on. You're just setting stuff. They think it's Raiko or something. And then there's Triple Reinforced Truth. This is the reason why this deck functions. This gets out Gemini Soldier on your opponent's end phase, which allows for you to normal Gemini summon it, so you essentially don't lose a turn doing the whole Gemini shenanigans. So this is, that's why I like it. It's also why you can run 10 monsters, because you're basically running 14 monsters, the Rhoda and the Reinforced Truths. So that's kind of logic with it. So, and then the true absolute power card, this is our Darkrown Dragon. Every deck has a busted stupid card like Future Fusion, whatever. Ours is Ultimate Offering. This is a Japanese original rare secret Ultimate Offering. Ultimate Offering is insane with Geminis. You can essentially just spam out your entire hand. You can end up synchroing a ton. That's where the synchro plays start coming in. You start swinging with Soldier and then summoning everything on your main phase 2. It's just really disgusting in this deck. And then what is also really broken about Ultimate Offering is that you can dodge a lot of really important, relevant cards. If you don't have a Starlight Road, you can dodge Torrential. If you know they're kind of like playing a Bottomless, or like they would have a Bottomless, you can dodge Bottomlesses by paying extra life points, because you can essentially pay an unlimited amount of... You can chain Ultimate Offering to itself an unlimited amount of times, even if you only have one monster in your hand. As long as you have a monster that can be Gemini summoned or normal summoned in any capacity, you can just keep chaining it over and over again. And what you do is you just do, like, if I have a Valk and I have a Bottomless, I'll do Chainlink 1 Ultimate Offering, Chainlink 2 Ultimate Offering, Chainlink 3 Ultimate Offering. It summons Valk and Chainlink 3. Chainlink 2 will Gemini summon it. Chainlink 1 Fizzle, if I have no monsters in hand. And that will dodge the Bottomless Trap hole.
Feels like you're cheating.
It does feel like you're cheating, but you have
allowed.
to. And it's like it's insane. So Ultimate Offering, I think, is what makes this deck like absolutely disgusting. And if you're not running it, if some jank formats ban it, I think that's why Geminis aren't as good. Like genuinely, like, Ultimate Offering is that important. But yeah, and then now just more staples: Mirror Force, Torrential, Trap Dust Shoot. We run Upstart, so I actually like Dust Shoot in this deck because you end up seeing it more often than not. Call the Haunted. I'll talk about it in a second. Solemn Judgment. Solemn is one of those cards that a lot of people like consider cutting because it takes a lot of life points. Some people run Dark Bribe. I feel like you got to kind of play balls to the walls with this deck. Like, Solemn's a broken card. It wins you duels. Yeah, your Gemini Soldier will be in attack mode and get swung at a bunch, but it's the life you chose.
For the frog matchup.
Yeah, you need it for so many things. And then Call the Haunted is my special tech. I sided out. I took out Junk Synchrons. I took out Night of the Red Lotus, put in the Trap Dust Shoot, put in the Call the Haunted. Call the Haunted has been insane. You'll see on these DB duels how often it comes up. It just is another supervise. You just Call the Haunted back, your Gemini Soldier, normal summon attack. Like, that's free. That's just free value. So it's just really good for late game as well. Like, obviously seeing early game is not the greatest, but even if you see early game, sometimes you'll like set your Gemini Soldier, it'll get attacked, and then now you can start playing your game. Like, it acts like another Deep Prison in that way. It's very versatile, and a card I think is super slept on in Gemini and should be used. I think it's a super staple in this deck, especially since I'm not running Heavy Storm anyway, so it doesn't really conflict. And then the last two, double Starlight Road. We're running a lot of traps, and we don't want to lose to Torrential, Mirror Force, Heavy Storm, Black Rose, a bunch of other things that are annoying to deal with. Starlight Road's absolutely broken. It conflicts a bit with some side deck cards we'll talk about in a second, but yeah. Starlight Road, guys. I mean, you're a trap deck. What do you expect?
Hey, let's do like Unga Bunga also, because
Yeah.
the Gemini Soldier also summons another monster, so you always have 2 for like
Yeah,
Torrential Mirror Force.
yeah. Basically, if it's not Deep Prison, like Mirror Force, it's like the Mirror Force, like, because one of the worst cards you do lose to is Mirror Force, and sometimes you have Ultimate Offering, but you can't deal with the Mirror Force, right? So like, I will sometimes Ultimate Offering and just summon everything out, dodge Bottomless, dodge Torrential. But if I have Starlight Road, I'm feeling so good because I can just swing with all 5 of them, right? Yeah. So like, it's for sure like necessary. I think Starlight Road, unlike other decks that are like really reliant on their like floodgates, we're using Starlight Road to protect our monsters more than anything, which is really cool. And
It
of
also
course,
happens to be really good in the meta right now.
Yeah,
with
it's just
with all
insane,
the
dude.
Icarus attack decks.
100%.
Okay.
The last card in the deck is Trap Stuns. We run 2 Trap Stuns. It's protects your Gemini Soldier, protects your plays. Incredible. You could definitely swap it out for like a 7 tools or whatever, but like depending on the meta, I think Trap Stuns important. It's like you're playing GBs. You're playing like a good GBs. Like, so extra, we run triple Stardust Dragon. Stardust because it's Stardust and we're running a lot of Starlight Roads, and also we can make it really easily with 2 Magician. I think you need 3 because it can come up. I'm not saying it will, but it's probably the only, like, you don't need that much extra deck space. So double Black Root Drago, it just got reprinted, so this is no longer a expensive deck anymore. It's super cheap. I think Gemini Soldier is now the most expensive card in this deck. It's like $5. But yeah, get yourself Black Root Dragos. They're gonna get reprinted, but you do need this. It's really good, really easy to make. It can pop back rows. It can also just float. A lot of the times, like, I'll have Starlight Road already, so I don't need to make Stardust. So I'll end up making Black Root Drago because I do want the ability to like still do something in case they deal with it. And it's just 3,000. It's really hard for them to deal with. Also, sometimes I'll have Torrential, and Torrential can be very like conflicting with your own deck. But I'll have like Torrential Starlight Road. I'm like, I don't need to make Stardust anymore. Instead, I'll make Black Root Drago, and now I can Torrential like any big board push they're trying to do, like a Return from a Different Dimension or something. And this guy will just summon out like a Gemini Soldier in defense with its effect. So like, it's super disgusting. And 3,000 is just like very relevant. It comes up a ton. So yeah, 2 is definitely necessary. The other one they need 2 of is 2 Dark End Dragons. Valk is a dark, and so Valk is the one that always comes out, so you can make this very effectively. And the ability to pop a monster, pop another monster with Dark End is insane. You like summon this, pop Ultimate Offering, summon 2 Magician, synchro into this, pop another one. So you're just popping left and right. I do think you need 2. Like I said, your extra deck space is very not tight. Like, you can find space for a 3rd if you really wanted to, but you'd only need like 2's fine.
It's like 8s and 6s.
Yeah, 8s and 6s are all you need. You're not running Brain, you're not running Mind. Then we have Red Dragon Archfiend, Colossal, Thought Ruler, all their other just good 8s. The rest of the 8s. Then I run Goyo, Urikizas, and Brio. These are all the relevant 6s. They're very important. A lot of the times you'll just need to synchro off your your Gemini Soldier because you're low. Like, your life points will be low. Like any attack will kill you. And this guy's always in attack mode. So sometimes you'll just synchro into Goyo. Not because you need Goyo, but because he won't die to an attack. And so it's really important to have these 6s in your extra deck. And then the last 2 slots, I just have 2 Chimeras. Like I said, I have so much space. These could be anything you want. They can be a 3rd Brute Jago. They could be a 3rd, just other 8s if you want. I don't think there's any other 8s you really need. Maybe a 2nd Colossal. But yeah, just in case. You know, I'm not even running Cyber Dragon, by the way. I'm just have that much space. Like,
Well, let's see the side. What do we have?
So the side, we're on a Breaker. 1 Breaker is for Royal Decree, single-handedly just for Royal Decree. It's also good versus like a lot of different decks. I love this card because it also pairs really well with Ultimate Offering because you can dodge Bottomless and then pop the Bottomless, or pop like a different card, whatever you think it is. So this card is just always getting its effect resolved. And then even if you don't have Ultimate Offering, it's baiting out the more annoying stuff so that your other cards can get through. Because the only cards you're really worried about is like Deep Prison, and this deals with Deep Prison. So I end up actually sometimes siding this into some Frog matchups because I feel like they put in Deep Prison a lot, depending on if they see my other side deck cards. Not like Hero Frogs, but like more standard Frogs, right? 2 Fossil Dyna. It's Fossil Dyna. Your deck doesn't really special that much, so it doesn't really conflict too heavily. Yeah, and you'd rather see this, and you can protect it pretty well with all the different traps you have. So Fossil Dyna is kind of nuts. For going second, I usually always side heavy into like a lot of trap decks. Take a trap stun out, put heavy in. That's kind of the logic. You can main deck it, like I said. It doesn't conflict that heavily with your deck. It's also Japanese.
Yeah.
Speaking of Japanese, we have 2 Book of Moons. The Book of Moons is for a lot of different matchups, but it's because a lot of people put Decree in. I put these in for a lot of Decree decks, but also I do side in Imperial Iron Walls. We do a whole siding package where I side out Bottomlesses, Deep Prisons, and put in like this package. And the logic is that a lot of decks just absolutely cook so many meta decks. Hero Frogs, Bayou, Amaryllis, just even those stupid like anti-meta like macrocosmo decks, like this will come in and just like I just won the duel. Imperial I think is just that good, and it's doesn't conflict with your deck really at all. So I think that's alone makes it worth it, and it also is good because like a lot of decks will end up siding into like deep prisons or into things that are like kind of trying to counter you. And one of the other counters to your deck is like Caius. Caius can be a little bit annoying, so this deals with that as well. So yeah, Imperial on a wall can just randomly win you the and the most important thing, Dark on Dragon. Like obviously a lot of decks can't like a lot of decks are afraid of Dark on Dragon. Book of Moon and Imperial. These 4 cards help me deal with Dark on Dragon. Because like I don't think the bio matchup is that bad that I need to side in all this hate, but it's mostly because I literally just lose to Darkon. And this deals with Darkon. Like you have this up, Darkon's just a body. They have this, Darkon can be run over by anybody. So that's like that's the logic with this. And I think it's been paying off every single time. Now the MVP in the side deck 100% has been Royal Oppression. Check out these supers from Japan. So beautiful.
So beautiful.
This is so sexy, dude. Oh yeah. Okay, so Royal Oppression doesn't conflict with Gemini Soldier. Gemini Soldier's effect activates in damage step. It activates after Raikou, so Raikou can pop. Activates before Raikou, so you summon a monster and then Raikou can choose what to pop. But regardless, they can't oppression Gemini Soldier. So this is the only other deck besides Vayu Turbo that can abuse. Like basically, I get to play the game, but you don't get to play the game with this deck, with this card, which I think is insane. The only downside, the reason why I don't main deck it is obviously it's not good against like every deck, like Vayu and Birds, but it also is a huge life point cost. So I do feel like it conflicts like in that regard to Ultimate Offering and the fact that your Gemini Soldier's an attack. That's like where you can lose to just getting beat down. But if you're playing really smart and using this really effectively, you can just start winning most matchups because like it's just too much.
Do you ever side out the Toon Magician when you put it in, or do you just keep the monsters always the same?
I usually keep the monsters the same just because I want the Gemini count to be about... I want to always have 7 targets for him.
And for the sparks,
yeah. But I do take out a Rhoda usually, just to decrease the like monster count.
I see.
But not keep the ratios like too bad. But yeah, Oppression is just absolutely insane. If you see it against some matchups, you just straight up win. And you'll see it in the replays how dumb it is. 1 Line Imprisoning Mirror, this is for fairies and for Lightsworn. Lightsworn is a pretty rough matchup if you don't see Starlight Road exactly. And obviously the Kree can be annoying, but if you... I told Declan this and he was like laughing at me, but I do side this in against like those Machina like Lightsworn control decks that are just like trying to run Pot of Avarice. Because I feel like the Machina engine is not the part that's difficult to deal with this deck. It's actually like dealing with the never-ending wave of Raikou Hamster is more annoying. You can deal with Raikou Hamster really well with Valk plus Supervise or Valk plus Gemini Spark, etc., etc. But like you're not always going to have that, and there's only so many times you could do that. So I think Lightning Imprisoning Mirror just kind of like neutralizes the game state. It goes like you can't target anything. You're just playing beatdown with me, but my beatdown's better than your beatdown against like a Machina Lightsworn deck. Like I said, just like it's a 1-up for that reason. I'm not putting in more than one. It's very targeted hate for Lightsworn specifically, but sometimes I'll sneak it in other decks that are like running Lightsworns. Then we run double pulling the rug. Like I said, Caius is a problem, and a lot of Frog players won't side Vanities because Vanities doesn't really do that much against you. And then, yeah, so that's what pulling the rug is for. The last cards in the side deck are 2 counter traps. 1 for traps, 1 for spells. This is just pay 1,000, negate a trap. This is amazing because trap sends an annoying card to deal with. And Gemini counter negates any spell. If you've never seen it before, you flip a Gemini monster, negate a spell. That's all it does. Beautiful card. Great versus combo, great versus Lightsworns, great for like basically almost every deck. Miracle Fusion, Heavy, everything you want to deal with, this deals with it. So that's the deck. Basically, that's how it goes. You'll see it in action. Enjoy Gemini the movie. Okay, so now that you guys have seen the deck profile, here is the deck in action. The reason why we're showing DB is because I, post-child, have not really been able to play in person that much, so this is the best I got for you guys. And it was me climbing to a pretty high rank on the DB ladder. I can pull it up, actually. I was able to get, and I screenshotted it, I was able to get to rank 85th overall with a rating of 1,162, just with pure Gemini, like the whole way. I did it from basically level 600 all the way to 1162. The same exact deck, the same exact brew, the whole way. I ended up in 85th overall out of like 10,000 people. So I think that's pretty cool I've never done that before. I've never even reached the 1,000 before. So the fact that I got to like almost 1,200 was crazy. And I think I actually could have gone higher, but I just got like a combination of nerves, and it was like the end of the season. I was just like tired. Yeah, the deck was absolutely cooking. Really, really high rated duelists. Declan, are you ready to see this deck in action versus basically every meta deck out there?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think that DB, although it's online, it's actually generally going to be like better competition on average when you get to these higher tiers than just going to a random locals. So I think there's going to be some great content. Let's see what you got.
So this dude at this point, like when I was in like 900s, this guy was like in the thousands. This was like early in the season, but this guy was pretty solid. He was really chill. But yeah, this opening hand, like a lot of times you do end up opening a decent amount of monsters. But I decided to summon Chev, and the reason why I do this is because if your hand is really monster heavy, you kind of want to make them fear Gemini Spark. You also just want to keep your life up because Gemini Soldier ultimately does cost a lot of life. So even if they like summon Sirocco Swing, that's a 1900 buffer, you know. Um, and it does like okay, like I promise I forgot what happened in this game. So, but yeah, so I did. It does suck. You lose Chev, but now I can go Reinforce Truth, get Gemini Soldier out, and now I can just summon Gemini Soldier, swing into the Sirocco, goes for Mirror Force. I can trap stun that. I take 15, get Valk out. It's not great, but I have the Gemini Spark, so I can do something about it if I want to. So yeah, just Gemini Spark it. And now I do the Chev, which is like normally bad, but with Supervise, oh my god, this is like so great because now I can Supervise pop this set monster, bring back Valk, and just start swinging.
Oh my gosh. And then you get when the soldier starts getting his effect multiple times, I feel like that's when you know the game is like getting out of hand in the Gemini player's favor.
Yeah, it's definitely feeling pretty rough because already, even though I think I did upstart. I didn't upstart here, but like even if I did upstart, like he's so low. Like I do only have a trap stun. I have no real quote unquote back row, but to deal with both Valk and Soldier, because Valk is threatening destroying your next follow up monster, and Soldier, if you don't get rid of it, can just get me another Valk. So like that's kind of the beautiful synergy that I like about this deck is that you have multiple like threats that your opponent has to deal with, and most decks aren't equipped to deal with more than one threat at a time, you know. So like this board is just really scary unless they have like exactly Lightning Vortex. But they have Card Trooper, and they don't mill great. My Two Magician, I think they realize if I synchro, they just lose. But I have the Trap Stun, so I feel like this is pretty much over. But I also have the Chev, so I can just target the back row. Yeah, I can guarantee just target the back row, guarantee this is game. Yep, it's a deep prison. Just in case it was like a Book of Moon or something, right? So yeah, that was game 1 versus what appeared to be Vayu.
Speaking of Book of Moon, have you ran into Book of Moon at all, like in people's side decks? Because it seems kind of good against this deck, and it's been
Yeah,
coming up a little bit more.
against GBs it comes up the most.
Right.
But otherwise, like Book of Moon hasn't shown up too much. Compulse is the card that actually feels a little more like consistently showing up
I
in main
see.
inside. But yeah, both Book and Compulse are very strong against Gemini. And yeah, they're really annoying to deal with. But here he just sends Necrogardener. He has Arma. This always feels like an okay play. Like I don't love it, but and here like breaker I have one breaker in the side. I think breaker just feels really good. It baits out bottomless a lot of the time. If you do have ultimate offering, you can make it dodge bottomless, and then you can pop the bottomless, which I think is really cool. So I just like breaker in this matchup as well because like if you look at this board here, it's like a lot of back row. So I'm just gonna, but I think I decided because I have ultimate offering, I could save my breaker for like a crazy play afterwards. And I'd rather them just like deal with this now, and they do, which is like, okay, whatever. So now with ultimate offering, I can do a lot of stuff. But yeah, here they just start committing so much to the board here. I'm
Yeah,
like,
do they have like Starlight Road or something? Or they're about to get punished.
I feel like they have 7 tools, which is pretty good. But here I can actually, on their second attack, okay, so, okay, they attacked with him first, okay, cool. Because if they attacked with like Armed Ring first, then I can dodge both of these attacks with Ultimate Offering. But here I just activate Ultimate Offering in standby phase. Because I kind of want, I want to do stuff in main phase. I want to do like really cool tricks. So I'm not going to pay any life points here, but that's kind of like the strategy. You activate it, make them bait out like their MSTs and stuff now, so you don't have to waste life. That way, when you use it in main phase, you can chain it like multiple times and completely dodge stuff, which is crazy. So they end up soloming. I'm like, oh
Oh my
damn.
God.
But that's honestly okay because I have this Chevalier. I can attack, and the reason why I just go straight for the attack is I want him to like not necro. I want him to like, yeah, I want him to think he's safe. So I'm like sick. So now I can pop his arm, his armed wing. I can just hit the MC. Like right, somehow we are like neutraled out. Obviously, dark arm I just lose to dark arm at this point, but you lose to a lot of different top decks. Like Armageddon Knight is also pretty good, but if it's not those cards, like if it's just a back row, I'm feeling really great. It's not even a back row, dude. I just summoned Breaker
Nice.
because I'm putting him. I want to put him on a 2-turn clock here, and I also want to guarantee that if he used Necro, that this monster goes to grave, because I don't want to get Kai'd. So now I just set one and pass. He sets one. I can now MST the back row just to guarantee, and I can just swing. He goes Necro. Now he's at 3 darks though, so I'm feeling like, dude, if I swear, if he draws dark armed, I'm like, my heart is like beating.
Kinda
Like,
can't be good against Gemini, right? Like that doesn't seem right.
it's not the worst, but yeah, it's not. I don't think it's that good. Almost every monster runs it over, dude. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
so here I'm like, damn, that's a great mill that he just had. Like, he got a fantastic mill. He hit a value off the top. So now he's gonna be able to deal with both my monsters here, even get a crash and a draw. So at this point,
Yikes.
like, but I do have the reinforced truth, so I just immediately shotgun it. And I'm really low though. I'm at 2,000, so I cannot crash. So my goal here is just to summon the Gemini Soldier. Hope he doesn't see a Caius. And this is kind of like the threat that this card is. Like its existence is like scary. He can't even set anything. Like he's so like if he sets anything, I could just attack. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it going. I've thought about setting the Valk, but I feel like he would just guarantee attack it. I was kind of wanted to bait him, but I don't know, because if he lives, I can pop this. So at this point, I'm looking for a supervise. I'm looking for anything else, but yeah, he has a return from a different dimension, and I feel like this is basically the writing on the wall because he can attack my soldier twice. Even if I summon 2 monsters, he has game through this no matter what. So I could Torrential now, but then he just summons another monster, multiple monsters actually. So it's just game. I just lose.
Wait,
Like
wait,
there's no
wait. Hold on.
what.
If he attacks it once, you get a monster. He attacks it a second time, you get another monster. Okay, yeah. So you're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
he's
I
gonna
die. I die.
get one attack directly for game, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I did the math because I was like, so I was just the reason why I didn't use Torrential, I was just hoping on a misplay. Torrential guaranteed you
Mm-hmm.
one, but at least like here it's like I can hope for a misplay. Like the misplay was I was hoping like if I put in an attack, he might like, I don't know, just think he can't attack with Necro or something. I don't know, man. But he made the correct decision. And yeah, so I'm just gonna lose to return from a different dimension is a busted card. So ironically, if I just set the Valk, I think I actually was fine.
Yeah. I think you're right though that he is probably just gonna attack that in lieu of a return regardless.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So here though, this opening is insane. Like you got the Trap Stun, you got the Ultimate Offering, you got multiple Reinforced Truth. I don't think you need to see multiple, but the Book of Moon's also nice. But especially with the Starlight Road, dude. His armpits were sweating a little. Dude, it was close because that was really back and forth. Like I just said it all. Heavy Stormy, dude. And then I saw this and I was like, oh, what?
In your Vayu deck?
It's a hamster
You can summon
target.
off hamster. I was gonna say, yeah, that's
So
pretty good.
like
That's kind of cool.
it's kind of crazy. It's like in the specific matchups. Oh, he doesn't attack. He's smart. He knows that if I have Ultimate Offering, he could just like lose. Which is it's funny because sometimes I do bait that. I like bait out. Like I don't have Ultimate Offering, but I just summon it. And some people like are just so afraid they'll lose on the spot, which is true. They will lose on the spot. So sometimes just doing a Reinforced Truth can win you a game. But yeah, I get the second one out because I have Ultimate Offering. And I have Trap Stun. And I activate Ultimate Offering in the end phase. The main phase happens. I activate Ultimate Offering once. Activate it again.
Breaker tricks. The breaker tricks are coming.
I just normal summon Breaker because I have Trap Stun. So like I'd rather him bottomless.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
But I hit the Mirror Force. I had to start the road for that, so that really didn't matter. Now I can crash the Breaker. No fear, just crash. And now I just start swinging, dude. He has Deep Prison. That's cute. Boom. Here it comes. Here's the Valk. And now I can get a Tune Magician. And now I can just start swinging for more and also end on like on a big boy.
Stardust plus Starlight Road potentially, or just
Oh
pass.
wait,
Yeah,
why don't I
you
do
should just
that?
normal summon these though, right?
Yeah, I could. I think the reason I don't do it is like I don't like making
Brain
Stardust. And
control.
then yeah, Brain Caius, I just lose to it. This at least keeps me like it gives me another a body, and I can book a moon through like Caius. So I think the logic was I already have Starlight Road. I don't really need
Yeah.
the protection, and I'd rather just keep the bodies. And the reason I don't normal summon the Valk either is because I don't want him to
Mm-hmm.
have Brain, then just get a free
Mm-hmm.
pop. So that is all the logic. Yeah. So I see this and I'm like, oh, this is annoying. This is like one of the stronger outs to this board. So he's big thinking here. He's like, do I go Stardust? Do I go Thought Ruler? What do I do here? He's pretty low, so maybe he thinks, yeah. So he's thinking Thought Ruler, and he attacks my Tomb Magician. I was like, oh, that seems wrong, because Valk
Wait,
still
yeah.
can still,
Now
yeah.
Valk just is a one card out.
So then on his battle phase though, I do activate Valk's effect to just summon itself, just in case he has like some shenanigans, but he doesn't. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm using Valk's effect just to pop. I'm gonna normal summon Chev. I'm just gonna swing for game, or is it game? It might be game.
This looks like not
Oh,
enough.
I missed game. Did I miss game? No, it is game.
No,
It's
it
game.
is
It's game.
game.
That's
It is
game.
game.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
beyond game. Yeah. So his hand was dark armed and a Raikou, and he only had 2 darks. Oh, that's also why I made Thought Ruler. He hoped that if it died, he could just summon Dad. But I had the Book of Moon for Dad. That's also why I side Book of Moon. I mean, I also side Imperial Iron Walls, which is why Book of Moon comes in for like Deep Prisons. But Book of Moon is also, unlike Deep Prison, it's actually a thing that can stop Dad. Like, and I lose to just Dad, basically, you know. But yeah, that was against Vayu, which I do think is a pretty favorable matchup for Gemini. You can see in action, like it's still like a lot of people sometimes make confusing plays. Like obviously, if they just attacked the Valk and kept the tuned magician there, then I could just synchro with the Gemini soldier for like Goyo, steal his thought ruler. There's a lot of reasons, like it was like a 50-50, or I can make Brio. So it's hard to know exactly what you need to do there, but I do think it just depends on what your hand is, right? So anyway, next up, I forget what this is up against. We'll find out, I guess, right? But we see the Starlight Road. Starlight Road's goated. And they set a bunch of back row back, but I have the Reinforced Truth. Feels really good. Now I can just normal summon the Gemini Soldier and just start swinging and hope that's not like a Deep Prison. It's a Deep Prison, but I have the Trap Stun, so now I can safely get the Gemini Soldier through. And then I go for Toon Magician just so I can potentially have a follow-up synchro play, because I have Bottomless to protect this board, and I have another Reinforced Truth. So that feels pretty good. But they preemptively Trap Stun. They go
Oh,
like standby.
Jesus.
That scares me so much. So I just chain. This is kind of a misplay. Like, I don't know what they're on. The reason why I chain Reinforced Truth because I thought they're going to heavy, and I just rather have the monster. But in retrospect, like if this was Shura, if this was DBs, like giving them a free attack is bad. Because at least like if I didn't summon this, like he has no choice but to attack like one of these two, but they're not bigger than, or Gemini Soldier, which gives me a summon. So giving any monster, leaving this monster is kind of dumb. So I think this is a misplay. Yeah, and then they heavy. So
You
I knew
did
they were
have
gonna
that,
heavy.
like you said, yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm realizing, oh, like this, like as it's happening, that like I'm gonna lose because I might lose because I left Gemini Soldier here, right? Like
Yeah.
a free attack essentially, and I don't love that. So they first go Mermello, pop my Toon Magician, they attack my soldier just for free.
Yeah. It's
And
tough call because you also didn't know GBs, right? There wasn't any
yeah,
GB
there was no
cards in the
yeah, it was just a
grave.
Deep Prison
It's
and
hard to
Trap.
know. Yeah.
But this feels pretty good because now I can do this play where I go Gemini Soldier. I'm gonna attack. I know it's like not ideal to attack right now, but okay, that was like another thing I didn't know.
Ooh, that's like the worst case scenario.
Yeah, that was the
God
worst case
damn.
scenario. And now he just pops a monster for free. And I'm surprised I don't summon the
You,
Valk.
you should have normaled that, yeah, right? Almost
I
nothing
think
can get over
the
it.
reason I don't is because if you just I didn't want to summon this, and then they just set like Bestiary and pop 2 for free. Like I'd rather just this because Valk plus like a supervise can win me this whole duel. And I have
Fair
the Deep
enough.
Prison if they don't have it. That was like the logic. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely had a way to like crash with it too or something. I drew Chev. This is why the GB matchup feels good, because Chev is just all the monsters are 1800. And if they're not 1800, they have effects like Soldier. So it's like a lose-lose scenario for them. So Chev is obviously amazing to see there as a top deck, but I would have just crashed like the Valk. I don't even know what that is. I just attack. I'm
That
like
Test
afraid.
Tiger?
No, it's a
Oh,
Secutor.
Secutor, yeah.
But I do the ultimate offering. I don't summon the Valk still because like I just don't want to get brain controlled. I don't know. I don't want to like lose to some dumb shenanigans. But now I can do some cool Valk shenanigans. Pop this monster. Boom. Swing for
That's the exact game.
game. Exact game. And yeah, we got through. Even though we got trap stunned into heavy for like 3, we still were able to get through. Even with the misplay of me summoning that Gemini soldier, we were able to get through. In this matchup, I also side Book of Moons as well. Book of Moon is just good against trap stun decks. I find that D Prison is so obvious. Like I still keep like 1 or 2 D Prisons, but yeah, Book of Moon feels really good. And Oppression's coming as well because Oppression is just absolutely insane versus Glad Beasts.
Yeah, these two cards just tilt this matchup in your favor. Book of Moon stopping the Test Tiger play is also huge.
Yeah, it's just amazing cards here. And then if they summon something small like this Ready Ari, it's like I'm surprised they kept this in. Like this does nothing. Like yeah, you like it stops my like supervise. That's like it. Call the Haunted, but like what? Like I would just side this out because it's smaller than everything. You know. So I'm just gonna summon Chev and hope for the best. UD Prisons, that sucks. I could have booked a moon. It's not worth it. I have a ton of backer here. I said it all, baby. It goes heavy. Starlight Road comes out. That feels great.
Stardust, so good.
It's up, and I got the Reinforced Truth. Let's go. And I can normal summon Soldier. They go Torrential. I negate with Stardust. I don't know why. Okay, cool. Hopefully they don't have War Chariot. They have a Mirror Force. That sucks. But I do have the Bottomless, and I still have the Oppression. The Heavy Storm's gone, so this Oppression's feeling even more busted. Yeah, they out of my board, but I can Bottomless. I Bottomless immediately because I just don't want him setting up his grave with the Bestiari. It just seems too good for like trap stun follow-ups. So he attempts to tag out. This is where Oppression comes, and yeah, like it's not great. I don't have a monster still, but this feels like a pretty like it's. And with the 7 tools to negate trap stun, we side the 7 tools in for trap stun matchups. Like I feel like this is an unstoppable board as long as I see a monster at this point. But I don't, because this is the game I play, dude. Yeah, but yeah, they go Bestiari, poke me for 15. That kind of hurts. I have the D Prison, so hopefully I can maybe get rid of this Bestiari. We do. Feels great. Draw another Oppression. I'm like, yo, this what is going on? Why does this deck hate me, dude? So yeah, we're just gonna swing. We're gonna take another 18 to the face. Now we drill the Tomb Magician. That feels pretty good. They go Bottomless. I chain the Gemini Spark. I'm still not seeing monsters, man. I'm like, come on, game. I'm dying to just beat down. I have to Book a Moon this because I don't want to be like super low that I can't Oppression them.
Right.
I'm like, dude, what is? I'm
Oh
getting
no.
cooked. And,
God, the Sparks make this matchup so good too. It's just really unlucky draws here.
No, just absolutely genuine. Oh my god. Sometimes it happens. This matchup is really good, but like you'll brick. Like that's every deck can brick. The ratios in this deck I think are really solid, but like you see there, it happens. I think you saw in the Frog matchup as well. It can happen. Like bricking does happen, but like what can you do about that? Like I tried my best to play out of that brick hand. Maybe I shouldn't have committed the Tuned Magician. I don't know. Maybe there's a different way I could have done that, but what else can you do? You know, this hand seems pretty okay. I just set 2. This is the 2 that make the most sense because I can Reinforce Truth and Trap Stun. That feels really good. They got a Rhoda. Whenever I see them like whip out like Stratos, I don't feel that scared. I feel like Stratos isn't like that big of a threat. And here, yeah, I Reinforce Truth and In-Phase, get the Gemini Soldier going. I go for the normal summon. Hopefully they don't have Book of Moon. I just MST blindly something in the back in case they have like Mirror Force and D Prison. That was like my reasoning. I didn't want them to. I really wanted this to get through. I kind of require this to get through, and it does. So it's good. So I can get Chev out. I can attack the Stratos, and then I could just set the Gemini Spark or the Book of Moon. Yeah, just the Gemini Spark. I think I keep Book in hand. It's a solid follow-up. They have the Cyber Dragon. It's a little annoying. I think I just enforced the Gemini Spark. I just decided to Gemini Spark the back row because now it's forcing the Cyber Dragon to choose if it wants to attack, and it probably won't. So that'll save my life points. and I have the Chev plus supervised combination, but they do have the smashing ground. That's a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world. So now I just go Chev, I go supervise, pop the new unknown set, because I have a Book of Moon to just clear this. Because I'm scared of that set being like Hoplimus. I literally couldn't deal with it with a Hoplimus.
God, I feel like you never see Hoplimus anymore in GB decks, but I still too always kind of play
You're like,
around it because
I
I'm
have
just
to.
like, dude, like what
You
else
have
are
to
they
respect
setting?
it. So yeah,
This
here I'm
guy's
just
just
swinging.
setting Secutor.
It's kind of ballsy, dude. And here I'm just setting. I mean, this guy's, by the way, this guy is rated 1346. This is not like this guy at this point in time, he was like rank like top 15. It's not like he's a bad like GB player at all. It's just he's making some mind games and stuff, which I get. I respect it. Like I had to respect that. Like I had to waste resources on that when I didn't actually have to. But here, because I have Solemn and I have Deep Prison, I'm pretty confident the Soldier is gonna stick. So yeah, I'm not feeling too bad. So I just had to go for Deep Prison, and it's just game. The hand was a trap hole, which was completely useless because when they were summoned off Soldier, they couldn't really do anything, or it came too late. MST and a Prisma, not ideal. But yeah, you'll see like the GB matchup, in my opinion, is really solid. At this point, like he was the highest rated GB player that I played against, but I was on a 6-0 win streak against GBs. So if you hate Gladiator Beasts, Geminis genuinely feel so good against GBs. Trapstun is not good against Gemini Sparks. That's all I'm gonna say, you know? Yeah, this deck feels like really strong into them. So okay, we got another one. And this is I saw the profile picture and I just knew it was Lightsworn and I was like, no. So Lightsworn, in my opinion, is the worst matchup for Gemini because Decree's a card and they just can turbo out like a lot of bodies. Like I think Wolf is actually like the devil. He's just the right stat line and makes it really difficult to beat. And this, when you mill this good, when you open this nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Wolf.
Oh my god.
I don't want him to know when I'm on. I don't want him to set side Decree and beat me game 2 for free. So
It does feel
yeah.
like you're free rolling the side deck when like you just get to have all the knowledge.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I respect it.
So I upstart Goblin, and I think I just said it all because I have the Solemn. Solemn's not great to use this way, but I feel like Geminis, you kind of have to play it this way. I think I also side the Gemini counter in this matchup as well. I usually side out like most of the Deep Prisons or 2 of them for like Book of Moons as well because of Lila. But yeah, this feels like a pretty decent hand, somewhat.
You ever consider solemning this here? I always like think about it.
The solar recharge to make them neg.
Yeah.
I've considered it, but that's why I like Gemini counter, because Gemini counter is like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it for like trade-ins sometimes too, just to keep them like super down on card advantage. But no, only because in this scenario, my Solemn is my only thing protecting this back row, so I need to save it.
Yeah.
So here, I decided Gemini Spark because if it's a Raikou, I need to him off mills, and I also have a Call the Haunted, which I will use immediately, just to start swinging for damage. And they have Gores, that's a little annoying, but I decided to set
the Mirror Force.
Yeah, I have the Mirror Force. The Gold Sark again. They have Cold Wave, which is like, oh my god. But it's funny. This is why Gemini counter is a decent card. I can deprison the token. And I'm like, oh, sick. I got this Gemini Soldier. I'm just going to set the counter. I have a Mirror Force. I have the Solemn. I have a Starlight Road. There's literally, this back row is safe, and I have a Mirror Force to protect me. So this Gemini Soldier will survive a turn. They go Lila. And I'm like, ah, damn it. I think I have to Solemn the Lila because I don't need the Mirror Force is the only thing keeping me alive at this point. And if he hits Mirror Force, I just lose.
Yeah, you have the Gemini counter for the Cold Wave. That's the follow-up.
Why do I set I set this because like it's summoning Soldier feels fruitless because I'll have to attack and lose 2,000 and then I just die to any monster attack. So I decided instead I'm gonna set 2 Magicians so I can summon it next turn, make a Goyo, and then clear this. Like, that seems like the correct play. But here comes the Cold Wave. They don't use it, so I'm like, oh, hell yeah. It's time, baby. Oh, I actually go for 8. I go for Thought Ruler for the life. That makes sense. Yeah, Thought Ruler just to get some life back. That feels pretty good. I set the Gemini Spark, even though it's not technically live yet. But anyway, they go for Card Trooper. This sucks. They hit the Wolf. I'm like, that makes me feel less bad about having to use Mirror Force here. But I'm going to Mirror Force this. They're just drawing their entire deck. And I'm surprised they're not just going for it, but Like, they must think I have an out to it or something.
I mean, I think JD wasn't live, so they're waiting to cold wave JD.
One, two,
Now
one,
they have
two.
the
Yeah,
wolf's horn
the
engraved
wolf made it
before.
live. You're right. The wolf just made it live. Okay. So anyway, I go soldier. Soldier gets Valk. Valk attack. And I have depression now, so I'm feeling really good. And the Gorz is gone, so he's only at 2100. He can't even JD me. He goes cold wave. I go Gemini counter, and I believe this is important. I set the soldier because Gemini Spark requires the Gemini monster to be face up. And so counter and Gemini Spark actually have negative synergy, which is so stupid. But like, yeah, so in this particular scenario, even though I would rather not have to set my soldier, it's the correct choice because Spark is my only actual like protection at this point. So here they go for this play. And I'm thinking, I decide I'm just gonna impression this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that puts him like super behind. And if he has but if he had heavy, I just like if he had heavy, I lose. That was like just the logic. But like, oh well, like he doesn't have heavy. Here I could just Gemini Spark the back row and end phase, and we're just going to game 3. So crazy game 2 there. Gemini counter, you're seeing the power of Gemini counter, why it's like really good into these combo heavy decks. And I do think like this deck has a slightly okay game 2 and 3 versus combo because of oppression, because of counter. Yeah, you get to play like a floodgate deck. But they got the solar recharge. They see 3 names immediately. They get their JD with the gold Sark.
It feels so bad whenever they just like hit that they're off to the races that quickly. You have to like fight back so quickly.
But yeah, here they threatening roar, which is like that's a little annoying. So I make a ballsy play here. I don't shotgun trap dust shoot.
Oh god.
I feel like I just felt like he was gonna use it. So yeah, okay, so he had a Celestia in hand. He has Decree, Plague, and a My Body. And I'm like, oh yeah, we are not good because this Plague is actually kind of annoying.
But Celestia is kind of like just as bad,
Yeah.
so it's just like pick your poison, I guess.
Yeah, but here it comes. Goyo's gonna steal my Toon Magician. That feels terrible.
At the very least, I think you chose this because now you have the Dyna to deal with both special summon monsters that he has.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the Decree though.
Yeah, I saw he had Decree though. I have MST, so I was like, that's why I said it all. Just like I know I'm gonna get through. They have the JD. JD is live, so I'm forced to. I think I MST immediately because I have the oppression. They go Plague. I'm thinking. I decide I'm just gonna oppression that. I don't need Stardust. He can't. My body's his shield that because Plague is activating
Grave.
Yeah. And like you can't my body's a shield any of the monsters that if you summon if you negate things with royal oppression, the monster never touched the field. Like if so like my body's actually doesn't stop oppression.
The only thing is like if you have Substitute that's distributing like a different monster, that's like one example.
It's like, so can I summon JD or not? And I was like, so my body will protect any monster that is already on the field. So I'm not giving the full answers. You can do the deduction yourself. So anyway, False Denial is going to clear the entire field, which feels pretty good. The downside is I can't reinforce truth. And the reason why I didn't do it earlier, I could have chained, is that the False Denial was going to blow up my own reinforced truth anyway. So now it's just awkward. But I do have the Gemini Soldier, and I have Ultimate Offering. I drew Gemini Soldier. Ultimate Offering is about to come in, and you're seeing this is the real power of oppression. This is the only other deck in Edison that can run a one-sided oppression. Vayu is the other deck because Gemini Soldier's effect activates in damage step, so oppression you can't negate it with you can't negate Soldier with oppression. So he tries to negate Soldier with oppression. I'm like, no, that happens in damage step. Or he didn't try. Sorry, I just oh yeah, he tried. Whatever, doesn't matter. I just like preemptively told him he can't do it just in case. But yeah, his hand looks really terrible here, especially when you have like Lumina. Lumina's kind of awkwardly just attacking, but that's fruitless. I think it's just kind of like it's kind of curtains at this point. But he has a Necro Garden, that's a little bit annoying. I'm gonna normal Valk though to pop this in case he has Honest. I don't want to die to Honest. I'm gonna also normal some of the other Valks so I can do more damage. He negates the attack of Gemini Soldier with the Necro, and he's gonna lose an additional 39. I have a Starlight Road, which is kind of dead because of the oppression, but Seeing as they don't seem to understand the ruling at that point, it might be a chance they would not know that. So always play your outs. But anyway, they run over my other Valk, but this Valk's still alive and can just pop. So this feels pretty free. I'm gonna I reinforce truth and end phase because I do want him to bait out like some more damage. But yeah, it's curtains. They have in my body that was dead the whole game. The JD can't summon because of the oppression. So yeah, this is usually a pretty rough matchup, but you do side in specific cards just for this matchup, like Light Imprisoning Mirror. I didn't see it here, but also Starlight Road is a pretty good card, but you do have to worry about Decree. Thankfully, you do have multiple main deck outs to it. 3 Gemini Spark outs it. I think you also should side the Breaker because you just lose to Decree. But otherwise, if you get the ball rolling, it can be really difficult for them to deal with, especially with your side deck cards. So, here we go. More. Gemini the movie is here.
Dandy
Setting it
boy.
all. We Trap Dust shoot them. Trap Dust shoot so broken. We hit the only card they have, which was a Lone Fire. That feels kind of broken, bro. I won't lie.
This is probably quick draw, if I had to guess, based on that hand.
I saw the scapegoat. I was like, this is probably plasma quick draw, like Swifty's deck or something. This might even just straight up be like a Swifty account. I'm not even sure. But
oh god, he just passed?
Yeah, he just passed. I was very surprised.
He trolled hard for that one.
I don't know why he passed. Like either way, I was gonna swing in for damage here. The funny part is if he set Deep Prison, I just wouldn't have attacked with Soldier. I would have just kept attacking with Valk over and over and over again until he eventually Deep Prison. So yeah, he trolled a little bit there. He didn't know what I was on, to be fair.
Yeah.
So he thought I was like a Raikou, and Raikou would be like, I don't know, just kind of bad if he set like the Deep Prison. And he didn't want to just set Scapegoat for nothing. So it's kind of like weird, but like I kind of enforced a Gemini Spark target his brain control just to not lose my Valk. Because it just feels really like goofy. Now he sets it all. Now he knows, okay, this is not a Hamster Raikou deck. This is a Gemini deck. And I just start swinging. I summoned the Gemini Soldier because I knew he had Deep Prison. And if he had Reinforce, I have the Starlight Road. So I just want to go in for damage at this point. He's summoned Scapegoats now. Keeps it at 3 tokens in case he draws a Plasma, which would be a little bit annoying if he did. He does Few. So just going to be able to stall out even more. Yeah, this is definitely a quick draw, like a hero deck. So I summon Gemini Soldier. He goes Compulse. The Compulse is actually kind of annoying. That put me down. That put me back like a lot. If I have Ultimate Offering, it's not as bad, and now they Mirror Force. So they played around Starlight Road elegantly there. So that was genuinely a really heads-up play on their part. So anyway, I think I should have just swung and attacked one of these tokens, but oh no, I didn't attack the token because I wanted his Few to fizzle. I didn't want him to summon Gaia for free. And now he's forced to normal summon Quick Draw, Synchro into Drill Warrior. Prio, I said no. He says no, so I Bottomless Trap hold it. That feels pretty good. Okay, now Gemini Soldier, let's go. Get rid of the only good token. Pop. And then do I do anything here? No, I don't. I have the Gemini Spark to stop any follow-up. This Future Fusion is turning off Gores if he has it, which feels great. He goes Lone Fire. That's a little bit annoying because Gemini Spark won't get the draw. But if he attacks, I do have Deep Prison. He has Pot of Avarice. I think he had that the whole duel. Finally made it live.
You know, Albert was saying like, damn, dude, Gemini's like just as frustrating to play against his GB sometimes. And I can see the parallels where it's like once the game just starts ramping out of in your favor, it feels so hard for the opponent to come back. It's kind of like the same as GBs, where it's like once they start tagging out a few times, it's similar to how when Gemini Soldier starts getting its effect a few times.
100%. There's definitely like a frustration to it because like it also feels like he did everything he could to try to stop it, and it was like for nothing, you know? Like eventually Soldier will get an attack through, and then once it does, it's over. But yeah, so I didn't really know what to side for this matchup. I think pulling the rugs came to mind for like Debris. I don't know if he's on Machinas, Caius, whatever, right? Those are like cards, or even like a Stratos. Not 100%
Centrals
sure
is a good call because they usually do play Trap Stun. Yeah.
But here, I don't love this opening. Because like it's like awkward. He does Bottomless. I didn't have the Gemini Spark, so that kind of just sucks. I just set 2 and pass. Yeah, I would love to see Supervise or Gemini Spark. Would go pretty crazy here. A second Bottomless would really suck because like I have this call. Yeah, cool. Since the Crash goes through, the Call to Haunted feels really solid here. I just set more. They go few. I'm gonna go MST. We're not gonna let them get that dandy access. I don't want to summon Valkit because it's kind of pointless to get its like pop effect. But now I have the soldier, so I'm just gonna set it and pass. But here comes the scapegoats, which is scary because he didn't add. Did he add plasma? I think he added plasma, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Or like
forget.
if he didn't add plasma, he has it. Yeah. So plasma is a bit of a threatening card. I could just deprison here, but he's so weak that I kind of was like, I'd rather save. Like I want to just torrential it all. Like it's like the life point amount isn't that big of a deal yet. So I'm just kind of like thinking, I'm like, well, that's not really the ideal top deck either. So I'm like, F it, I'm going to deprison it now because he's not committing anything. And then I can call the Haunted, the Gemini Soldier, which is what I'm going to do. So I normal Gemini Soldier, attack the token. He goes for deprison, I go for 7 tools. And now I can just attack with Chevalier. He's thinking what a target. He targets the Call the Haunted, so that destroys my Gemini Soldier. Even though I did Gemini summon it, it's still technically attached to Call. And yeah, I have this Torrential still. That's why I don't want to like, I don't want to overcommit this Dyna until after Torrential's gone. But he doesn't. His Grave's not ready for pot. It's kind of a strange. He does heavy. That sucks.
Yike.
Yeah, because now they just go debris. But then they have to make Iron Chain, which is like that doesn't feel that great. So I just take 600 and mill 3. Not great mills. I go upstart. So here, I decide his heavy storm is gone. So I'm instead of setting False Banana, which could clear this, I'm actually going to set Soldier, and then just at the Mirror Force. I think this will get through, and it appears to be able to do it. So now Soldier is back in rotation, baby. But first I attack with the False Banana, in case it was like something like this. I was hoping if this was like a dandy, I could just like clear it. That may have been the wrong play. It probably was the wrong play. Yeah, so I just scoop. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. I think the attack would have gone through and I would have just died. Either way there. The Heavy Storm was really huge on their part, hitting 2 of my strong backwards like Ultimate Offering and Torrential. But we got game 3, and now I know exactly what kind of build they're on. And I have the Gemini counter. I think I cited it in Gemini counter because of they're on a lot of spells like Pot of Avarice and stuff, and I kind of just felt like it would be good. I think I also put this in because I put Oppressions in, and Oppressions counter my own Starlight Road, so I think I cited like a road for a counter because they kind of do the same thing. That's like the logic. And I could just
I like that. I would.
so no,
Were you
it
gonna
also
get this?
stops. Yeah, it also stops this. So, so I was like, oh, that feels
I
good.
think so. Yeah.
It's like I didn't put it in for future fusion, but that's great. Like, so now I can attack with Gemini Soldier, and I first have to explain the ruling that in Edison, like my monster comes out first, then he can choose to pop either the monster or Soldier. So yeah, it didn't change his choice. So now we're just attacking, and the reason why I'm attacking directly here, even though he could drop Gores, is because I have the Supervise, so I could pop. I could pop a Gores. And now I just go Supervise 2 Magician. I can Synchro into Stardust Dragon. I have a Stardust plus a Solemn plus a Valk or a Soldier follow-up. That's interesting. Why would I do that? Because like if you just summon like I guess I could Solemn any monster you summons. Like that. Oh yeah. Oh, he overcommits. Okay, that sucks. So he has to go Avarice there. But he already normal summons, so now I'm feeling pretty good because I have a Stardust Dragon. I have a Bluffs reinforcement of the army. That's another reason why I like Rhoda in this deck. At worst, you can set it as a bluff, and since my deck does run real back row, seeing this, I bet you seeing the 2 sets is why he made that Caius play. Like he felt like really scared to like commit anything. I mean, his hand was also not that great either if he had a pitch like Plasma, but yeah, he didn't really draw much after that. A Dust, a Bottomless, both do absolutely nothing against Stardust and Gemini Soldier, so it really was just GG on board. So, GG's to Dandy Boy. We got 2 more, and I'll call it a day. This guy was at the time, he's doing pretty good, but it's a different matchup. This is a Machina deck, I believe. We do get to go first. And we just set 4, dude. At this point, I finally hit 1,000. Like, at this point in the duel, I was like my first game after hitting 1,000. Felt pretty good. Never done that before. Glorious. It was glorious, dude. Well, then here came the Machinas, and I'm like, oh god, Machina can be such a scary matchup because they can just burn you through your life points pretty fast. Which is why I actually deprison here, because the reason I deprison is that I just don't want to have to deal with like the life total, because this is just a matchup that I've historically you could just die from life. So I go
Yeah.
normal summon Gemini Soldier. I attack. He compulses. That's actually probably the most okay thing to happen. I could have like Solemn Judgment that, but now I have this Gemini Soldier plus Supervised combo for next turn with Trap Stun to back it up. So I'm feeling pretty great about it. So I attack. It ends up just being like, I thought it was gonna be a Raikou, but it ends up being a Plague. That feels amazing. Now I can go Valk and just swing for 18. Set the Gemini Spark, and like, yeah, this feels really, really broken. They go heavy. I have to Solemn Judgment that. If that was a Solemn, we just got cooked there, honestly. They go Lightning Vortex. I chain Gemini Spark. It's their own Starlight Road. The Supervise comes out. Can bring out the Soldier. I have a Bottomless Trap Hold to kind of protect it. But if they have like a little monster like Card Trooper, I get punished. I get mega punished here. So first they go Machina. They go Machina Fortress. I Bottomless Trap Hold it. Here they probably, like, it's a terrible play, but they could have summoned Plague and swing. But so that's a misplay on my part. Maybe I should have put him in attack just so Plague couldn't run it over. But if you, but if you have to, I
If
feel
you
like if he does
have
that
to,
play,
you're
yeah,
probably just gonna win later. Rather than
So
stacking his tech.
yeah, especially because I was drawing a Rhoda. Like, yeah, dude. So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
normal summon Gemini Soldier. And I don't know about you, man, but after Heavy Storm's gone, I feel like this deck can't lose. Like if Heavy Storm was
If you can
used in like a
survive the push,
yeah.
yeah, and then now you have the Mirror Force. Scores would be good here if you didn't have the Mirror Force, but we have
Oh,
the
and
answer.
here I just kept this is one of those those DB lag things. I promise you, I kept spamming like set, and it just wouldn't set. There's been lag this entire game, dude. So anyway, so I set it all, and then he just attacks. He puts into attack mode. I'm like, oh no, dude. Oh no, bud. That feels so bad. I go Rhoda. I get Chev. I'm just gonna start going for game here. I have the trap stun, so I'm just like super secure for game. Yep. So that's game on
GG's, my
board.
man.
So I actually think this matchup is really good going second because of the fact that like Hamster Raikou gets like super mega punished by like Supervise plus Valk. I think I explained a deck profile, but like this is the reason why I think this deck is good in this format is because Valk X Supervise or Valk X Gemini Spark or any of the level 4s plus Gemini Spark makes game 2 and 3 or going second even not feel like a terrible thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
that's
like
Gemini's like probably like biggest weakness on paper is like because you need a turn to summon your guys, like going second feels so bad, but the fact that you have these power cards going second
yeah.
that let you play into their board well is really nice.
And this is the openings you like pray about, dude. Like you got the Valk, you got the Supervise, you got the Gemini Spark. This is disgusting. Like no matter what this
Dream hand.
monster is going to die. Like it's guaranteed to die. I summon Valk. They don't have bottomless. If they don't have bottomless, oh my lord. It's like it's beyond death. They go D prison. I change Gemini Spark. They hit their pro set heavy, dude.
Oh Jesus.
And
Oh
the Supervise
no.
still comes out, so like they lose the heavy. They still take 18 to the face. They lost the hamster. And I can just set it all. Now that heavy's gone, bro.
God, I actually respect the play, the pro set heavy. Like in that situation, it's like, oh, I'm gonna deprison their guy, and then they're gonna set a bunch,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna heavy. But he just gets hard punished. But
Yeah.
you had the solemn anyways.
Yeah, I have the Solemn too, but like my god, I can now normal summon Valk. I can ultimate offering first. I can ultimate offering. I'm paying 1,000. This is so I could dodge bottomless trap hole. So chainlink 1, chainlink. Sorry, paying so chainlink 1, chainlink 2. So the way it works is that like chainlink 2, you summon the Valk. Chainlink 1 resolves backwards and it fizzles because I don't have a monster. I have to prove it, so I'm showing. And then I pop the monster. I upstart now. Drew Chev. I'm like, F it. We're regular normal summoning it. Just swinging in for damage. Put him on a 2-turn clock. Even under upstart. Like, see how, like, this is why, like, I don't think upstart's that bad in this deck. It just makes your deck more consistent and you can still kill them, like, really fast. It's just, I think the trade-off is just too valuable. Like, the life point total doesn't actually matter that much. So they summon Machina Gear Frame. And I think, yeah, I think like that's fine. They go Fortress. I have the Oppression, so I'm gonna Oppression that. They go solemn. I solemn. They solemn, and it's just game. Yep. GG's. GG's to solo Leo. That was really tight. But yeah, you see the power of Valk going second, man. It's just broken, dude. Especially against Hamster Raikou decks, dude. I just find that to be so devastating.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
this is a good showcase. Even though you didn't have the bottomless, I think you got to know the ultimate offering rulings to really squeeze out the advantage out of Gemini, because
Yeah.
knowing those tricks, like that you can activate it twice even without a monster in hand, it sort of feels like you're cheating, but it's like not. It's in the rules, and like there's a ton of things in Edison that don't make a lot of sense, and that's one of them. And you just have to know it and respect it and use it to your advantage to make it so your guys can dodge bottomless. So, because if it was bottomless, you would have been kind of screwed.
Yeah.
Like
It
you
would
might
have
have
been
had to
bad.
burn your solemn on it. So, just like yeah, definitely a good tip to the Gemini players and anyone using this card in general.
Oh, it also dodged solemn. Like when you really think about it, because
Oh,
yeah,
true.
yeah. So actually, that was actually crazy. Like that actually mattered. It actually super mattered that I did that
I didn't even
because
think
it was
about that.
yeah. Because if he, I think he might have tried to solemn that like the summon. Honestly, like it would have been worth it to solemn. I had the call to haunted follow up as well, so that's kind of
Can
cool.
they even wait? Time out. Can they even solemn your ultimate offering even if you only did it once? I don't even. They can't even
I don't think
solemn
they
that,
can because
right?
it's yeah, because
It's
it's
yeah.
governed
It's the
by the effect.
resolution of an effect.
Yeah, so they can't. So you're right. That it didn't matter. But if it was bottomless, we dodge it. So that's pretty cool. Okay, our final duel is actually the duel that got me to the highest rating I've ever hit in my life. So at this point, I was 1141. I was like messaging Declan, going like, "Should I keep going?" I was like, "I don't know." And I was like, "F it, I'll do it." And the person I go up against is 1267. He was like, at this point, he was like in the top like 40, and I was like 98 or something. I was like, or I was like, yeah, I was in the top 100 at this point. But I was just like, I want to secure my spot. I want to like get a little deeper in the top 100. So yeah, this was just for all the marbles. I was like, oh man, this guy's high rated. I wonder what he's on. I hope to God it's not frogs. That's all I'm thinking. And they set one and pass. And I'm like, okay, well, that tells me nothing. I swing in case it's a Raikou. And it's so much worse.
Jesus.
I was hoping it was a Raikou. I was right that it was one of the two. So I'm just like, F it, we set it all. We have the Solemn and the Starlight Road, but this is not feeling like ideal. They go Raikou, hit my monster. That's probably the correct choice. But then they mill two values, and I'm like, dude,
What the?
can you chill? And this is even worse, bro. He's like dodging bottomless perfectly because he's out here freaking top deck and play, making Stardust Dragons. And I'm like, if he heavy storms me, I can't even Starlight Road. So I'm forced to Solemn Judgment the summon of the Stardust because it's like now he goes heavy storm. I'm like, oh shoot. He thought that the Solemn was the only thing I had protecting me. That feels good. So I'm like, I'm somehow back. I'm somehow like, I feel like I'm back now.
I mean, I respect his play, and I think you made the right play by solemning there. So it was just
Yeah,
good dueling,
yeah.
good dueling right there.
And I have the reinforced truth, so I can start playing the game. I go upstart first. Sometimes I regret it because I draw a monster. I'm like, no, I'd rather have decked into monster. But you know, if I see MST, I'd rather just like shotgun it. So I swing with the Stardust Dragon. That's great. Gemini Soldier comes through. Oh, that feels great. Get Valk out. Valk is usually the go-to. Because if Valk lives, it can clear things. That's like the point. And Bottomless will most likely make Valk live. So yeah, it's kind of like he's now on the back foot. Even though he has two values though. That is the part that makes it scary. Dark Armed is live, among other things. He does have to set a back row. So now I'm just gonna normal swim Valk, pop this monster. Deals with the Raikou really effectively. And now we're just swinging. 18, 18. And I'm
This
thinking
is
if I
just
want to
getting
attack
out
with
of hand.
Stardust. But I'm going to attack with Stardust so I can't lose to Brain. Yep. So he's put him at 100. I have the second traps. Oh, I have a trap. Yeah, second trap stun. And yeah, it just looks... He has the Greffer. Greffer's actually not that bad because now he can... I'm thinking here, like, do I want to just bottomless the Greffer? And I'm thinking, like, I don't think I need a bottomless Greffer.
Nah.
Yeah, I just have to bottomless the value target at this point. I'm just really afraid of escape. A return from different dimension, I mean. But I have trap stuns, so I feel like I'm actually fine for that. He goes deck dev. I decided I'm not going to change trap stun because it's only going to hit Gemini Soldier. So I'm like, that's fine. I could also have negated it with Stardust Dragon, but I'm like, okay. They have a second one. That's also fine. And they're just going to swing over my Valk that has not used its effect, which is a little annoying, but like I said, oh, the Gemini Spark. The Gemini Spark just secures the deal here. Because now I can just swing with Chevalier. He can't Necro Garden of this. Yeah, like he could try to Necro Garden it, but he's dying no matter what, he's dying here. So, and he just kept drawing his entire deck.
Oh,
So that
five.
was,
I was 5 turns away from winning.
he was, dude. So, yeah, doesn't feel that great, but that was me going second too. Like that, like I feel like he showed the power of. It's not the worst deck going second. But here comes the Charge of Light Brigade. Mill's pretty decent. Like the Soroka's half a good mill, you know. We have all these watchers. This started happening, by the way. The higher I got, the more this started happening, dude. Like,
Yeah, when
I
you
got like
go to just watch, you're at the top of the like, scrolling window the whole time when you're like in the high rate duels. I think that's how they sort it.
all
So
right. So here, like basically I like immediately go like, no, not that. I'm going soldier. I just have to try. It's not great because if he has a deep prison here, I just lose. But I have supervised, so I'm just like, let's see if it goes through. I hit him. I'm like letting him know because he seems to like still, even the most high rated people, they don't know this ruling. So I have to show them the rule. Like, so technically, like I summon first because my resolves first. Then you can choose the target. Yeah. So I send him the ruling, and it's actually works out for him because he'd rather not pop my soldier. Seems like a waste, but now he can pop my Valk.
yeah, it's just better for. It would be better for you if it was the other way.
Oh no,
But so it's, it's
but he
good
still pops.
honesty.
He still pops the soldier, so it didn't really matter. But I'm actually really happy about this because I have the ultimate offering. So I'm like, oh wait, this is actually like to him he might think I just have the soldier that's like gonna be dead, but this ultimate offering like actually makes it like kind of a threat. So I'm just gonna set it. I'm just gonna set it all. Oh no, I don't set it all. I don't set the 7 tools because I don't want to get heavied. Why do I not set the 7 tools? Because Imperial plus ultimate offering basically does everything that I need. Yeah. If I get heavied, I can at least keep the 7 tools for later or something. I don't know. So I'd immediately in standby phase goes Imperial because he has 3 darks. And I don't want him to just start dadding me. I just don't want him to die to dad right now. But he has the armor, so I'm like, oh, he can probably get rid of this. Yep, or he has MST, so that works too.
Dang.
Yeah, that feels pretty rough. So now he summons out the armed wing, and I was like, I said, well then, he's like, it's how I felt after Starlight Road after the Solemn. I was like, yeah, that's real. So he attacks, and I said, on attack declaration, I go ultimate offering. You better have something to stop this. He says, I hate it here.
This guy's funny, dude. He's actually like
dude,
an
like
enjoyable duelist at the high levels.
And then we get another summon out. With the ultimate offering, dude, I have 2 Magician and 2 Valks. In their battle phase, I decide to summon the Valk just to get a free extra summon in case they have like a bottomless for later. So I can immediately Valk pop. I can supervise the 2 Magicians, so I don't have to even waste the summon. I don't want to get hit by Torrential. I don't want to waste my life points. I can immediately Synchro into Stardust Dragon. He goes for Oppression. So I believe he can only negate one or the other, right? So
Oh, wait. So
supervise is mandatory because Grave. So Chainlink 1 is supervised Chainlink, and then the second thing is Stardust. So he can negate the Stardust, but he can't negate the supervise. But
I
it won't
don't know
matter.
if that's actually. I actually don't know if that's how.
But it won't
works.
matter.
But
It
you
won't
have the
even
Gemini
matter.
Spark. But just for sake of conversation, I think
Yeah.
because the Stardust, he would negate the summon of Stardust, and then on a new like.
Oh, and a new chain, he
what's-
could just negate
I think
supervise.
I think so.
Oh,
Like
okay,
someone
okay.
tell us in the comments if that's right. I'm just guessing. You would probably know better, but I just think that's how it might work. But it doesn't matter. You have the spark. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. We have the Spark, and then the Supervise still gets to go off. We get the Gemini Soldier. I can now normal summon Gemini Soldier. I can now normal summon Chev. So this attack is going through no matter what. We're going to attack. We get another 2 Magician. This is why you run 2 Magicians, because once you get Ultimate Offering going, you just have so much Synchro access. It's actually mind-blowing. And I realized, but here's me being an idiot. I have a second Chev. He's at 100 life. I just had to summon the other Chev, dude. Like,
God damn it, Marcos!
it's
You're
game on board,
growing.
and he could still summon Dark Armed. Like, it's very possible I could lose, and I'm like, I'm gonna cry in the club, dude. I'm an idiot. So I just want to show him like, yeah, shoot, add game. Well, anyway, but just to play around Dark Armed, I am gonna make Black Brute Drago, which is now being reprinted. Everybody in the comments, so you're welcome. I don't know. I'm not I don't know what I'm saying, but
You wrote to Konami and you
I wrote to
had them.
Konami. But thankfully, I think my misplays don't matter. Oh wait, it might matter still. Hold up. Thankfully, my misplays didn't matter. His backer was a bottomless. It was doing absolutely nothing because you dodge bottomless with Gemini soldiers. I was able to dodge that bottomless with supervise as well. I could have also done ultimate offering shenanigans to dodge it. So yeah, he should have been dead with the Chev play. I should have just done that play. But regardless, you can make some insane boards and beat some of the highest rated duelists. Is playing on the most meta deck you've ever seen. Because this deck is really, really slept on. So in conclusion, I genuinely think that Geminis are one of those decks that just doesn't see enough representation because otherwise it can top. I'm so confident this deck can win not just like your locals, but in a higher tier tournament. It just requires the right pilot to actually commit to playing this deck because it has good matchups into a lot of the best decks, and it has really good matchups into some of the most annoying decks in this format, like GBs. Even it has a good matchup into like Nitro Value, honestly. The deck in general just has a lot of really cool tricks up its sleeve. Gemini Spark is just a broken card. Supervise is a broken card. And this really cool, simple toolbox of Valk, Chev, and Toon Magician can really do enough to handle this format. So I really do think that this deck cooks and y'all need to stop sleeping on it. Do me a favor because I can't commit to like do a big tournament. I have dad duties and a bunch of other things I have to do. I just can't do it. I play online, but online, I'm not the only one that has been able to climb the ladders. Kukuriknu has climbed to like top 50 with Geminis like a couple seasons ago. Spore has been able to do really well online with this as well and climb pretty high in the ladder. Yeah, you may think the ladder doesn't like the ladder may not quote unquote count. It's like it's very possible. I think this deck is the next deck that could potentially top a big tournament. It just requires someone to pilot it. So please do it for me because I can't. I'm showing it to you because I genuinely believe it cooks. And start cooking with it because these cards are like all commons, dude. It's not even expensive. Now Brute Dragos got reprinted. So like there's not an expensive card in this deck. That was this deck cooks. Team Starlight signing out. Peace.